line of work are you in?
Waste management consultant.
Broken, the boat's coming through.
Give you a fucking bone, you prick! Where's my fucking money?
I don't think you can smoke. Who's gonna complain? Huh? Him? I don't give a shit what he says.
What happens I decide, not you?
This is overdue. I'm in the waste management business. Everybody immediately assumes you're mobbed up. It's a stereotype, and it's offensive.
Yo, what is going on, YouTube? This is Josh here at American AF Dumpster Rentals in Dallas. What's up? How's everybody doing? It is Wednesday. It is hump day. We are halfway through the week. And it's been one heck of a week. There's about 40 or 50 mile an hour winds outside right now. We've had nothing but crazy weather. And it's actually been good for business. It's been bad for the dumpsters that I have full in my yard right now because they're all over the daggone place. All the trash is everywhere. But we got a good one today, guys. We've got a couple of good guys. You guys might know who these people are. They are one of us. They are some of us. They are industry supporters, all kinds of stuff. Anyways, they've come to the show. They've done the Lone Star Dumpster Showcase website. They are now managing my website. They are vendors at the show. They probably do a lot of your guys' websites as well. I've got the guys from MAGNATE, the gentlemen who make things move. I don't know what else to say. I'm going to quit talking, and we're just going to introduce them because I'm not good at this kind of stuff. We've got Jack Reed and David Grissom from MAGNATE. What is up, gents?
Yo.
Not much.
How's it going?
How you doing, man?
Man, I appreciate you guys being here.
Well, David, you go ahead. I know you like to step over me here.
That was an awkward pause when I said I appreciate you guys.
We were delayed earlier in practice. But, so what you asked me, Josh? Did you say how I was doing?
How's it going? What's up?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're doing great, man. Just glad to be on the podcast. We just got done with a couple meetings today. I'm just doing what we do every day, making websites for just specifically dumpster rental companies.
Nice. David?
Yes, sir. Yeah, just been grinding, man. Honestly, like 2025 is an awesome year. I feel like USA as a whole has gotten a breath of fresh air, just blown right back into it, and we're fucking taking off, and we're taking our clients with us.
Man, I don't know if it's just around here, parts of because of storms like I've been talking about. I mean, it's a little bit of everything. It could be, and I've talked about it on the lives before, but there really wasn't every slow season, every winter. I think I put out videos like, oh man, we're gonna go out of business. Are we going? Because everybody's always like, you see them on the groups all the time. Are you slow? Because I'm slow. I mean, things are dead around here. All this other stuff. There really wasn't a very, very slow season, at least over here. Like January and February, off the charts for us. December holidays is always kind of be a little bit slower, but way better than they were the previous years. Is it? I don't know if it's, what do you call it? Political. I don't know if it's has to do with, the people's mentality as far as, spending money, my marketing, my advertising, my branding. I'd like to think it's me, but I don't think it's me. I think it's just the economy in general. Then people are spending more. Contractors are, rehabbing their houses. I don't know. You guys tell me, you guys seen the same thing kind of in other places as well, or is it just a one-off?
Yeah, and I'll start off too, like in the dumpster side, because I still have Mammoth Dump, my dumpster company. Normally it is slow in the beginning of the year. And I noticed once, I want to say even leading up to November before the elections, things slowed down a lot. And as soon as November hit, I felt like just people were holding on to their money. They weren't sure where this economy was going to go. But as soon as, that was locked in, I just felt like we've been trending upwards this whole time. And we've been seeing it in the industry too. People are ready to move forward. People are ready to spend money into their business, and they're ready to make money.
Nice. That's something we don't really talk about too much is Mammoth Dump. First of all, it's a badass name. Like the name. But how is business for you?
Oh yeah, we just been that's the thing. So like we've been getting busier, and I've been pushing a lot of things to my father just so I can stay up with Magnate. And like this is like my real passion. I'm a nerd at heart. I just yeah. So you have only so many hours in the day, and I feel like I put a lot of my hours into the Magnate operations. But just having Mammoth and everything that I've learned has helped me help the dumpster industry and help all of our clients that we work with so much, just because I have so much in-depth knowledge into the industry itself.
And Jack, is David always smiling, or is it just when he's on camera?
Yeah, David has some sort of happiness disease. I have no idea. We did an interview with my cousin a couple years ago, earlier on when we first started Magnate. He has a State Farm firm in Colorado Springs, and we got off the meeting. I introduced David. We had an hour meeting with him, and then afterwards, my cousin called me and he's like, "Hey, can you tell David to stop smiling? It seems like he's laughing at me." But no, David has been like that since for the last 10 years. And that's why we make such a good team too, because we always say that the truth is in the middle. David's just one of those guys that's completely optimistic, always looking forward to the future, is certain that everything's going to be fine. And I'm kind of on the other side of the spectrum where I kind of see, where I see the cracks that we could fall through. And I'm a little bit more on the pessimistic side, but why we make such a great team is because, again, the truth is always in the middle. So David are aware of each other's personalities, and whenever we have a problem that we're facing, we usually take the average of both our decisions, and it ends up being the right decision. So
Nice. So I've been seeing you guys pump out website after website. You guys are kind of out there as the go-to, or one of maybe two go-to people in the industry, or go-to companies in the industry to really kind of pump out websites and do all that stuff. Would you say that now websites is kind of a majority? I mean, where is your company kind of really? What's your main target area, I guess, for your company? Is it websites? Is it SEO? What is it?
Well, it always starts mainly with the website. Usually we've got somebody who has a provider that they're not too happy with, or not to name anybody, but a lot of providers, they offer an all-in-one solution. So they'll offer the software and they'll offer the website. But David and I, we focus mainly on perfecting the website first. And then once we've shown our value and that we're competent, we're capable, we have a 72-hour time limit. So even the most custom websites usually come out within 72 hours, usually 24 to 48 for the mid-tier stuff. No, yeah, just the websites for the most part. And then once they're confident with us on that, we'll do SEO, automation. David's an expert and go high level, super nerd about it. I don't even touch the stuff. I let David handle all of that. But and kind of to answer your question, really is that's something that we've struggled with answering before. And when we came to the last Lone Star event in Rome, Texas on last Veterans Day, we rebranded to explain our services as a 24/7 sales machine. So we're capable of giving you all of the components to manage your complete business online. So booking software, a website, booking software, CRM software, and you name it. Google Ads. We just added Google Ads to our service offerings as well. And to be honest, we've had one guy leave us over the 100 clients that we've had. And that's just because I don't think he really saw the value that we were offering. But everybody else, I mean, we've retained 99% of our clients just through the services that we offer.
Yeah, and then now we recently teamed up with ICANN because we can offer the booking software. We utilize Go High Level, which is mainly a CRM facing platform. And I kind of rigged it in a way to where you can do the booking on there. Customers can select the days, they could pay everything. But now with ICANNs, man, we pretty much got the complete package now.
Yeah. So it's definitely not, and I want everybody to watching to understand, this is not a sales pitch at all. I don't want, no. I mean, that's not what it's out there if you want it, right? It's out there if you want it. You guys are the ones to contact if you want the website and all that stuff, the SEO. I just love supporting small businesses that support us. And I don't mean just me, but I mean us as an industry. And I don't even know how I started talking to you guys, or you guys started talking to me. I don't remember how it was, but I know that just the level of like wanting to see me as an operator succeed kind of won me over. And it's like, okay, let's, because I get it. I mean, we get it all the time. Like I'm sure David, being a dumpster guy too, he gets the phone calls all the time. Hey, I do SEO, or the emails all the time. Now they're using my contact form, which I got to talk to you guys about that, adding some sort of caption on there. But like they're using my contact form to reach out to me all the time. Hey, let me give you a free audit of your website, this and that. And it's like, okay, but no, I don't. I'm good. You know, if you found me, then obviously I'm doing something okay, because you found me on the internet. Not you guys personally, but I'm talking about the people that reach out to me. But anyways, it's not a sales pitch. I want whoever's watching this, if you have any questions about SEO, I'm not going to answer for Jack and David, but I would imagine they're kind of an open book. They're willing here to help. If you guys have any questions that you can't get answered, I asked him just the other day. I said, "Give me the secret sauce. Like literally, give me the secret sauce. Let's try to figure it out." And there is no secret sauce at the end of the day. What it is it's just a bunch of work. And it's a bunch of stuff on the back end and you got to know what you're doing. I think, and I don't know what I'm doing. Like I know what I know, and that's not anywhere near enough for me to manage my stuff, which is why I have somebody doing my AdWords, and I have somebody doing my SEO, and I have somebody doing my website. So, what do you guys think?
Yeah, go for it, Dave.
Yeah, it's just sheer work. You know, it's just SEO is just volume, backlinks, reaching out to people constantly. Like Jack, I want to say you reached out to what 50 to 100 other backlinks.
And that was one of the bosses, right? So there's all these services that we had to learn in the process, right? So we get a website done, and then we'd be like, all right, well, how do we get it shown? You know, how do we get it displayed? And we learned that with Mammoth. But eventually what we learned was we came across those backlinks. And when you look up backlinks on YouTube and you try to figure out how to do them, they act like it's magic. When really all you have to do is analyze your competitors using SEO software. We use SEMrush, by the way. And you can find the backlinks that they're using. And it's literally just as simple as hitting them up, message them, send an email saying, hey, you know, my name's Josh. If you wanted to do backlinks yourself, my name's Josh. I have my company, American AF Dumpsters, and I'm looking for a high quality backlink. I think that my services are relevant to your audience, and I'd love to contribute an article. And then you'll ask, you know, what's the price for a backlink? Oh, what's the price for a guest post? What's the price for a link insertion? And if they're legit, they'll get back to you pretty quick. So within a couple days. But to build that list, I mean, yeah, we've got to contact, I don't know, hundreds and hundreds of these companies. And, you know, and we have to check their authority score. There's all these wickets you have to follow. And we're actually going to be putting out a little checklist for that and how to score your own backlinks. But yeah, it's literally just manual effort. When I see SEO companies and, you know, they have 10 employees, but they have thousands of clients, I know that personally for me, it takes me about 3 hours to write a single blog. That's with all of the keyword research. That's doing it the correct way. And then you multiply that by thousands, and I'm like, how are 10 guys doing this for thousands of people? And the truth is, a lot of the time, they're just not.
When you're talking about backlinks and stuff, back in my previous business, when I had the limo company, a quick story. When I had the limo company, there was a major event where we were featured in a ton of media. We were on TMZ. We were on all the news stuff. And it's like almost like they copy the copy, or they copy the wording, and then they reuse it or recycle the same stuff in like all these online media websites. And it was for the Tiger King. We were waiting for him to be possibly pardoned by Trump, the final days of Trump's presidency, and we had a stretch Dodge Ram limousine waiting for him at the jail all day. I mean, there were helicopters around. News media was crazy. We had all this exposure, and not one of them, because I think they reused all the same stuff, not one of them gave me a link to the website, heavenonwheels.com. Not one. And I was just so upset. But, I mean, because the value of that would have been unbelievable. I mean, people that knew me knew that was our limo. But the value of having all those news medias, I don't know. My point is, anytime that you can take advantage of news articles, local chamber websites, all that stuff, like if you can get that backlink, I think people say that SEO is dead and AI is taking over. I still think SEO is probably the number one way to make money online without having to pay per lead, if that makes sense. At the end of the day, you're still paying because that one way or another, you're going to pay, whether it's time, whether it's backlinks like you're talking about, if you got to pay for them. But anytime that you can get a link to your site, and that's what we're talking about here for those of you guys that aren't 100% sure what a backlink is, anytime that you can get one website to point or say, this other website does this and has a link to your website, that's valuable to your website. That helps you rank up higher, right? That's like the dummified version, I guess, which I'm a dummy, I guess. But am I right or wrong?
Oh, about being a dummy? I don't think you're a dummy, Joe.
There you go. He said, well, and like that, don't forget to like, subscribe, and smash the we out. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, yeah, I know David got really good insight on, kind of the difference between backlinks and ads and why, kind of trying to not focus on backlinks, but why a backlink can sometimes be more beneficial than an ad.
I mean, I think at the end of the day, you just need them all.
Yeah.
Because, the more real estate you can take on that search, that search results page, if you're doing your SEO well, if you're running ads, if you're popping up, on the top 3 in the map pack, the higher chances that someone's going to go with you whenever they search that service in that specific area that they're looking for. So, it's you got to hit all 3 of them.
Yep. When you're paying for them. Whereas SEO continues to work well into the future. I call it an enduring asset. It's something that pays the bills well into the future. Just like when it's something that someone's going to find, and they're always going to come to your website and add traffic to it. Like we have a saying called tools drive traffic. The acronym is TDT. So we'll make a concrete weight estimator tool for some random dumpster company's website because we've seen online that there's a hole, there's a void. People are looking for this. Maybe it's 100 people per month are looking for a concrete weight estimator. And then you'll just build the tool. When they say build it and they will come, it's true. We find the keywords, we fill the void, and then people come in and they use your site.
Nice. Just going quick comments. Always mountain moving, Rudusu. I feel like I'm looking at all 3 stages of my beard. That's hilarious. What's going on, man? Appreciate you being here. Dylan Dunn is in the house. What's going on? Y'all know Dylan?
Yeah, I do. We do.
Good dude, man. Good dude. Mr. Two Stuck. Yeah, we did tag each other's. Yeah, he tagged mine first, and then he tagged my truck. I didn't even put that on YouTube or anything because I don't want to keep giving him what do you call it? A reason to do it more and more.
I think it's cool that you do that because in the military, that was something that we used to do to other planes. You'd have your RVP 47 squadron stickers, and then whenever we'd land into another country or something, we'd go to the other country's planes, not on the outside, but we'd tag them like in the inside of the wheel well and stuff. So I think it's awesome seeing that come out into the dumpster industry.
Typically, it was allies. You do it on Britain's plane, but we had a guy that crossed the flight line to put one on a flanker, which is a Russian jet.
Oh.
And when he got back, they were like, "Dude, you can't do that. You can't do that." So
definitely.
I just Vega too. I just wanted to give a shout out to Daniel. I've been watching the channel, and that guy's awesome. That guy is so. I had no. So when he was at the event, the Lone Star Dumpster Showcase, I didn't know that he was one of your drivers. I thought that he was just a videographer. And then when I saw him on the channel, I was like, man, this guy. My girlfriend, what her exact words were, he is so extroverted. That's what she said.
He is. He's a good dude, man. It's enjoyable coming to work. Even as an owner, right? Sometimes you have those people where it's like, oh man, but between it's a small group. It's a small of us between him and David and my daughter and Alexis. It's just, we all kind of get along. We have a group chat. We're constantly, joking around in the group chat. It's fun. It's a fun time. Yeah.
I was just I'm writing an article right now that I'm going to post, but it's about work-life balance and how I don't really believe in it, because when you're working, you're alive. I'm breathing, brother. I'm up, I'm working, I'm breathing, I'm living. It's 8 to 12 hours of your day, you know, for the most part. So especially as a small business owner, an entrepreneur, it's important to realize that it's not completely separate. You are alive. Like you need to set up your business in a way where it's enjoyable. You know, I just read that book, Atomic Habits, you know, and if you don't enjoy it, if it feels like it's a chore to show up and deal with your employees or the people or even your clients, dude, you're not going to want to keep showing up. So you've got to work on building an environment that you're proud of and that you want to be in and live in.
100%, 100%, and it starts with the right people, and the right attitude. And Elise says, yo, it looks like you guys are getting their website up and running soon. Gator Dumpsters.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. We're just waiting for, hey, I'll just call you out on the air. I'm waiting for you to fill out that questionnaire. And then once you're done with that questionnaire, I'll have you in about 24 to 48 hours, guaranteed.
That's what she said. Just needs to get some pictures over to you guys.
No worries. Yeah, you're good, man. We've got all kinds of people we're working on, but just let us know when you're done, and we'll hop in there and get it done ASAP.
Nice. We're working on you sent us over a, what do you call it? The shot list.
Yeah.
So I looked at it, I'm like, that's a lot, but it's important, right? And then I'm like, okay, I really wanted to get it right. So I want to get the right cans. I want to get the American flag cans. And then I got to wait for those because everything's in rotation right now. So I just sent it over to David. I'm like, here, bro, this is what they need, man. Let's get this done. Like, you know, it's a lot easier when you can like hopefully put it off on somebody who's more responsible than I am to get the stuff done.
Yeah. And then let me ask you a question, Josh. How valuable was it to get that shot list? Like, how valuable was it to have every single shot of your can that you'll need for your website, and you'll never have to take another promotional picture again?
Bro, let me tell you, super valuable. Like, to not have to think about it, to have it literally written out for me in black and white. And then the other thing I'm thinking of, again, and it's no secret now, I mean, I have started my franchise. So the franchise is 100% done. I can take on new franchisees whenever I want, in most states, not all states, especially yours, David. Yours is ridiculous. I'm not even I don't want a franchise in California. But my point is, but to have that shot list and to now have uniformity across, hopefully down the road, dozen or whoever knows how many locations that hopefully we'll have, the uniformity and have it all kind of the same, bro. It's should have been done a long time ago. Just nobody ever thought. I definitely never thought about it. So hats off to you guys.
And we were just kind of like, well, just being selfish, you know, we were kind of solving our own problem. Was that, you know, we want to get these websites up, but we want them to look great and we want them to look branded and be as professional as possible. And a lot of these guys, you know, I don't judge them for not being a photographer, but they need some guidance on what photos to take. So just using our experience when I was in Key West, well, MAGNATE started as a video production company, by the way. But one of the things that we would use when we, you know, went to take pictures or do videos for the people that don't know what a shot list is we would create a shot list. And that was literally a side-by-side table where on one column you have the image that you're trying to emulate, and on the other column you have a description to follow. So you can either use that to draw inspiration from for yourself, or you can give it to a professional photographer, videographer, and have somebody come out and take some professional photos. So that's kind of what we try to do, is just try to add value in any way that we can, because at the end of the day, we're not just MAGNATE, we're not just web developers, we're not just SEO guys. Like we're your support. So, you know, yeah, we've had to get good at web development. We've had to get good at SEO, but we've also had to get good at this whole behind the scenes thing called building credibility, building a brand, all this stuff that isn't really pertaining to your exact service, but it's something that you're going to have to perfect over time. So just giving people just some extra resources to help them look more professional.
For sure. And at the end of the day, like, I'm sure we've all seen those websites. I was one of them myself, where it's like the dumpster on the website was like an icon, and it didn't look professional. People want to see real. They don't want to see doctored up. They don't want to see AI images. They want to see the real dumpster that's going to be sitting hopefully in their driveway. And if you give them, what do you call that? Bait and switch or something. You put a red one on there, and all of a sudden you send them some rust bucket, crappy dumpster. Then you're gonna end up looking bad and possibly getting a bad review. So hopefully, if you take care of your equipment, and if you got a rust bucket, well, post it. Don't be scared. There's a customer for every single type of service that's out there. But post what you're actually giving a customer. Like put up real pictures. So hats off to you guys for coming up with that shot list.
Awesome. Thanks. Yeah, and do it when the dumpsters are new too. That's another tip. When you get them brand new, that's the time to do it, not 3 years down the road when someone's lit a couple fires in them or fell asleep or hit a body or something. You don't want to do it then.
Right. Dylan's taking the credit of having the little green over here, a little green dumpster in the background, that puke green color, the one I got to tag up some more. No, he's got some good cans. Don't get me wrong. I'm just messing with him. Anyways, what's up, Todd Watson? Appreciate you being here, brother. Let's see. Anyways, what do you guys got for us? What secrets? What are the hot tips? What do we need to do now to make money now? And then understanding also that what we do now is something that hopefully will affect our business, 2-3 months from now, maybe a little bit down the road. So what do you guys got for us? Let us know.
Yeah. So I would say, regarding your website, so there's multiple ways to skin the cat. You want to do your website and obviously your Google business profile. Google's business profile is probably gonna be the easiest place to start. Make sure you have it up, make sure you have it verified. And if possible, if you can get a pin location, that you want to get that done as well. Then you're also going to want to rank out keywords in that Google business profile for that service that you're serving. So dumpsters in the city that you're looking to provide the service in. You want to get branded pictures on there. Let's just pull one of these up real quick. How about that?
Yeah, you got to tell them so that the new stuff that we learned about the virtual workspaces.
Well, so you can't use a remote workspace. You're going to get, because Google is catching on to people doing that. So there was some secret sauce about renting a virtual co-working location, but Google is catching on now, and they are able to detect if that is a co-working location. So yeah, you might have to spend a little bit more now and get a legit spot. But we've had people where they just have an office inside of a building, and as long as you're able to put, he printed up a picture of his logo, put it on the door, and then made a video of him outside getting the street view, getting the picture on the door, and then coming inside and showing his website and his software that he was running his business off of, and it was able to pass verification. Because that pin, there's a lot of ranking factors that go into your Google business profile ranking, with reviews being one of the big ones, but the pin is probably going to be the biggest one too. So if you can get a location in the middle of a big city, you're going to be money. That's. So yes, that's huge.
Back in the day, it used to be first it started off as phone numbers. So as long as you had a new number, you can get different Google Map locations on up to. That's when they were displaying 10 at a time, the 10 pack, and then it became that to no, not phone numbers, and I had to get an address. So we got one of those U.S. mail PO box places, not a PO box, but an actual address, but in one of those places where they were PO boxes. And then that worked for a little while, and then that went away. So now, virtual spaces were working for a little while, and then now you can't. You actually have to have a yard. So my goal is hopefully to get a yard. I've been talking about it I think it just dropped on the video today. To get a yard in North Dallas and a yard in Fort Worth. Hopefully a yard that we can receive mail in and actually have a physical address to use as other locations, right?
Yep, exactly. Yeah, because that's definitely going to help you out a lot. So if you want, I can share my screen. And these are just some of the things that we're doing for some of our guys.
Oh, I can do it. Hold on, that's on me. I'm here waiting for you to share the screen, and I got to do it. There you go. My bad.
So yeah, this is going to be Rome out of Harrisonburg, Virginia. But yeah, even getting your products, the dumpsters that you do service, getting those listed on there. having those link back to your web page for that specific page. So this will go back to his 15-yard dumpster page. And then one big thing too is responding to those reviews and responding to them early. Another indicator that we've seen that's been helping out a lot is consistency of reviews. So are you getting reviews, 2 to 5 reviews a week? Or are you getting 1 review a month? And that's going to help you out a lot as well. So just keep asking for those reviews, keep bugging your customers. And, if they were going to leave you a review, they were always going to leave you a review. And if they weren't, then they weren't. But I've never really had anyone be upset that I keep asking them for reviews. I'll message them, right after I pick up a dumpster. If they don't respond, I'll message them 3 days later. And then after that, maybe 5 days later, and then a month later.
Well, and you don't message them, David. You personally don't message them. You have your automation to do it for you, because that sets something that, like humans, we're not always consistent, right? So the more things that you can, and this is also in the Atomic Habits book, is the more things that you can automate, the better. So why have to remember to text your client and ask for a review when you can have a computer do it for you? And it can be persistent. It's not going to spam them every single day, every hour of every day, but you can have it set up in intervals that they can opt out at any time. And on David's point, a lot of our guys will say, well, I don't want to annoy our clients. Well, that's your job. It's your survival, right? So this is your business. Annoy the shit out of them. Who cares? If they don't want to leave a review, they'll opt out. If they do want to leave a review, they're going to leave a review. So the best thing you can do is ask for one in person to begin with, and then have that automated. But yeah, just the automation's awesome. I would highly recommend that. Then you'll never forget.
So
And
on
it's
reviews,
personal.
guys, what I do, and this came from back in the day with my limo company. When I sold my limo company, I probably had almost 550 reviews. And then now it's not as much, obviously, with this company. We're about 170-ish, which is not bad. But what I do, though, is I incentivize my employees. So when I had my limo company, my drivers were getting incentivized. Same thing with Daniel. Daniel goes out there and he hustles. He's the kind of guy that will get him, will get anybody to give a review, even if I didn't incentivize him. But I do give him $25 or $20, whatever. I'm not going to put it out there what I give him, but I give him a little bit of money for every single 5-star review. And that mentioned his name. And I did that again with my drivers. It just incentivized for me, and as a business in the long run, that's worth its weight in gold. Like if I spend $25 now, it's money well spent, or $50 now, or $10 now, whatever it is, that's money well spent towards the business in the future, right? I'd rather spend that now and get a good review. And I'm not paying for the reviews. I'm just making sure that they remember that it's important to go out there and ask and do your best, put your best foot forward, so that hopefully you do get a 5-star review. So for those of you guys that have drivers, I would definitely incentivize them a little bit.
And then I'm gonna go ahead and switch the screen to another screen over here, and then just going a little bit into just the website stuff and just some things that you can do to help yourself if you're building your own website and you're looking for some ways to improve it in the search rankings, and just some free Chrome extension tools that you can use as well. So say if you're in, let's see, Harrisonburg dumpster rental, and then you want to look for the top company in that area. So say you want a gun for Happy Little Dumpsters, and then we have this tool up here. So since we've seen that they're ranking in one of the top spots, I have this tool right here called Detailed Extensions. And what this does is it tells me their exact title that they're writing, their meta description, and then I could go into their headings as well. So you can go out and spend the hundreds of dollars on software tools, but we don't expect you guys to do that. We spend that because we use that for all of our customers. But as a dumpster guy, it's probably not in the budget to spend $300 a month on software tools. So this is another workaround, and you can find out what your competitors are doing that are ranking in your area. And like I said, it's a free extension you can use, Detailed SEO. And then what it's going to tell you, it's going to pretty much give their heading layout. So what keyword they're going for in their H1, and just their heading structure in general. And this can help get you in the right direction for some of the content you might be lacking on your page that you need to be writing. So maybe pull some ideas they're supplying in their heading structure, and then integrate that into your website, and then see how it works with your website if you start ranking better. Um, Obviously, don't copy them word for word, but this just helps you get in the right direction of what you need to be putting on your website.
Can we look at it? Sorry, go ahead, Jack.
Oh, I was going to say, we just got to say, especially in the beginning of Magnate, when we were, forming the company, was emulate then innovate. You have to understand that you probably don't know what you're talking about, but this person that's ranking on the first page likely has somebody behind their website who does. So if you just take that, what's the plugin called again, David? Do you just go to Google?
SEO.
So can you tell them where to find that?
It's going to be on the Chrome extension store.
Okay. And this is just an easy tool that you can use to just start getting into the world of SEO. Because the thing is, like, Magnate came to be because David did all of his own SEO. So you do have time, especially if you don't have business, you have nothing but time. So we would highly recommend that you at least dip your toe in the world of SEO, so that when you do go hire a provider there in the future, you can kind of check them, and you can ask them questions, and you can, at least you're kind of speaking the language, because a lot of people can get one over on you just by speaking a different language.
Hey, David, just for shits and giggles, can you go back to the search engine and go to like page 7 or 8 of that same search that you did and look at one of those results?
What was it? And then go to page what?
I don't know. Just go deep in the search engine. There you go, and just pull up one of those and see what if there's a big difference in what they're doing.
Scenic
Well, they're all
mountain
missing.
recycling.
So they're missing the description.
He's missing his description. So his meta description, and then his title tag has way too many characters in it. Usually you want to stay below 60, like around 54 to 57 in your title tag.
Well, it all starts with people know.
Sorry?
I was going to say, it just starts with the keyword research, right? So David didn't just find this by accident. David typed, what'd you type in, David? Harrisonburg, dumpster?
Dumpster rentals, yeah.
Okay, so now go compare the 8th page to the first page and look at the difference in just the headline, the title tag and the meta description between both of them. And you'll see that on the 8th page, they're not even including the keyword.
Yeah, so that's what goes into it too, is like searchers' intent. So what are people actually searching when they're looking for a service in your specific area? So just, get into the heads of being a customer. What would you search if you're looking for a service or product in your area? How are you going to type it out on Google? And essentially just search it that way, and then whatever pops up on the first page, and this is without using any tools. We use tools where we can find out, how many, the specific keyword that people are using, down to if they're including the state, Harrisonburg dumpster rental, VA, or just, without the Virginia attached to it. Just get into the heads of like, how would you search it, and how would your customer search it? And then, that'll generally help you get in the right direction.
How about let's just do a little demo real quick, David, on how we do that keyword research. So somebody who's watching right now, maybe just drop your location. Where's your location at? Where are you serving or providing dumpster rentals? And then we'll go ahead and do a live on the spot demo of how we do the keyword research, or David will. I'll put him on the spot.
Let's see.
I don't know. Yeah. I can't see on this side.
Nothing yet. But so, I mean, these are just prime examples. So yeah, Jack's saying if you have a location, we can look up, post your location in the comments and we can do a quick search. But these are just prime examples that, like, literally the basics of SEO are going to be definitely these things that you're showing, the headline, the description, all this stuff on the back end that a lot of people don't know. So they get a website and they think it's live now. And because I have a website, it's like the field of dreams. Let me just, I will get customers. And that's not the way it works. You've got to once you have a website, having the website is literally just the beginning. It's like it's like getting your driver's permit. I mean, you have zero experience. Your website has zero history. You've got to do a lot more.
Yep.
So Austin, Texas.
And two, I want to throw this out here as well. If you guys, anybody wants to book a meeting with us, we're experimenting with this kind of like half SEO service where we do all of the keyword research for you, and then we'll give it to you for you to then exploit on your own. So if you want to, get some insight on the keywords in your area so that you can target them, we more than happy to do that. Just either hit us up, call us, send us an email, schedule a meeting, whatever you want to do, and we'll give you some of those keywords.
So right here, Austin, Texas dumpster rental. That's going to be the one that's most searched, 70 volume. So it's getting searched 70 times a month. And then we go in and see, who are these top guys that are popping up? Rubbish Inc., Waste Management, Dumpasaurus. Let's see if we can find someone
70 times a month.
Yeah, 70 times a month.
That seems pretty low, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does seem pretty
that's
low,
just
actually.
one variation of the keyword, though. So there'll probably be
Texas.
a couple other variations that make up
Austin dumpster rental. So then dumpster rental Austin would be another variation. So this one right here, let's see. So Austin dumpster rental is going to be searched 1,000 times a month. And then this keyword that is very similar to it, but just has Texas in it, is going to be searched 70 times a month. And that's just the small difference in how someone searches, for that product or service that they're looking for. So yeah, let's look at these guys right here. Rubbish Inc. still popping up #1. Dumpster Today, Dumpasaurus, Grime Time. Let's get Grime Time.
Grime Time.
Yeah, and then as you can see right there, they got that keyword right in the beginning, and they're front loading it too, which is something that we recommend doing is front loading that keyword. Dumpster rental Austin, dumpster rental Austin. Let's look at the headings, and then the leading Austin dumpster rental. So kind of similar, not exactly the same, but. And then what I would normally,
I'm sorry, go
ahead. What was that? Oh no, yeah. What I would normally do is then just dig into what other keywords are these people pulling. So
so the keyword gap, right?
Yeah, so we'd look at him, and then we'd look at some other things that he's pulling up that he's ranking for that we can, rank your company for. Maybe they have some hidden. So this is kind of like reverse engineering. You're looking at what the competitors are already ranking for, and then you want to target as many of those ones as you can that are essentially money pages. So not just dumpster rental or but like pages that are actionable where someone's going to come to that page and they're going to spend some money on your service.
So let's say CJ's dumpster rental is asking about Austin, Texas. So I'm assuming he's in Austin. Let's say CJ's comes to you and says, "Hey, look, I want you guys to help me rank more." I'm assuming you probably wouldn't go directly after Austin dumpster rental because that's a very high competitive keyword. Am I right? You're probably going to try to at first go for the low hanging fruit and the longer tail keywords and stuff like that to try and start generating traffic, start getting Google to recognize this website or his website as an actual legitimate dumpster company, and then eventually go after the big ones. Am I right?
Correct. You don't want to. You can try to go for those big ones, but you're not going to have much success. You're going to want to go after those low hanging fruits, and you're going to need to build up your backlink portfolio. And that's the thing too. Backlinks are starting to become a lot more important with AI coming out, and just the ability for people to just pump out thousands and thousands of words on their pages. Google is getting smarter, and they're looking at your website and they're going, man, you got 10 pages and you got 50,000 words on your website. Like it doesn't sound realistic. So yes, backlinks and going for those low hanging fruits, definitely.
Here's one more question I got for you guys. I got one more question for. Oh, well, I got several, but one main question I have for you guys. People say SEO is dead. SEO is dead. SEO is dead because AI is coming out. But at the end of the day, AI, all it is just a smarter search engine, in my opinion, right? Like I use AI every single day. I use ChatGPT. We were talking about it before the we went on live, but if I were to search something in ChatGPT, all it does is it references other search engines and the internet as a whole. Maybe not just a search engine in particular, but the more the higher reputation is, or not, that's not the word. The higher ranking your website is, the more likely that AI is going to see your website and then recommend your website on a site like ChatGPT. Is this is that right or no?
Yeah,
Is that
I feel like AI is going through a big learning phase right now because you're seeing it even in the Google AI overview. I've seen it a couple of times where you'll search for a local service and the Google AI overview will populate a bunch of companies. But what I notice is that it does fuck up a lot. Like the wrong, it'll place the wrong phone numbers in there, the wrong links. It's just I don't know what direction this is going to go, and I don't know how many people are actually going to be using AI to search for a service next to them. Because I use AI a lot, and I have never thought of using it to search for a service. I use it to teach me things, but I have not used it to look for a service or a product. I've used it to compare, but I don't know. I guess that's something that we'll have to wait and find out. But yeah, what do you think, Jack?
But as far as SEO being dead, I think that was your original question. Is SEO dead? I don't know. Like you could type
No,
in
yeah,
poopy shoes on Google right now and find the first heading is going to say order a pair of poopy shoes. Like literally, that's what it is. So no, SEO is not dead. If it were, then these billion-dollar companies like SEMrush wouldn't be a billion-dollar company. But no, it's literally like earlier we were saying it's all about the basics, but the problem is that you have to know what the basics are. That's what David and I struggle over our 10,000 hours of doing this. In the beginning, we were led astray so many different times. YouTube, something, how to do keyword research. You find a guy that's talking about it, he might know what he's talking about, he might not know. So we kind of just had to do, split A to B testing, and kind of what we've learned. Just here's a quick tip, David. Can you tell them about like just what are the 4 parts that they want to include the keyword in for sure?
Oh, it's going to be your title tag, the meta description, the H1 tag. So title tag being,
Just go to the search.
this is the title tag right here. You want to include that keyword in the title tag somewhere in the meta description, because as you can see, it's gonna populate bold. And then when you get there, you want to include it into the H1, which I believe this is going to be their H1. Yeah, their H1. No. Yep, dumpster rental and manner. Yeah. So you want to include it in your H1, and then if you can put a paragraph below this and also include it there. Those are the 4 places that I would include that keyword. And something that I want to bring to attention too is like, so you saw Austin, Texas dumpster rental right here, because we just saw that Bentonville, Arkansas. So you can see that there's a lot of competition in Austin. So, might not want to go for that keyword, but Bentonville, man, that thing is wide open. So they're getting 140 searches a month. There's little to no competition. You're competing against budget dumpsters, which it's an aggregate site. So yeah, Bentonville is ranking what, number 3? Let's see. Yeah, so for I would change for elite dumpsters. Wait, I don't think this is his page.
No, that's not his.
Okay, that's not his.
He was on the first day. I don't know if he'd be asking. And if it seems like SEO is kind of boring, it's because it kind of is. it's literally just this.
Yeah,
like this is what
so for elite, dumpster service, literally, you can be ranking #1 for this. So I would take your title tag. I'd put this keyword right here, uh, this exact keyword, dumpster rental, Bentonville, AR, Arkansas. But yeah, don't put Arkansas. Just put dumpster rental, Bentonville, AR. You're gonna want to put that in your title tag. So what pops up on Google, drop it somewhere in your description, and then change this H1 that you have right here. Yeah, just change it to include that keyword into your H1, and maybe even toss it somewhere into this first paragraph underneath. And I can guarantee you're probably going to be ranking in the top page, just because that's the thing with SEO. You have areas of high competition with Texas, man. You guys are competing out there, man. But then you have places like this in Arkansas where you're competing against yourself. You know, there's not much competition, and there's probably not a lot of people with a huge web presence there. So something as simple as that. And I would even make a cert. Do you even have a? I'd create a service area page for Bentonville, and then if you could get multiple pages, you could get your home page ranking for it. You could get a service area page ranking for that. You take up multiple spots on that first page just for that one keyword itself.
Yeah, lots of potential. Definitely lots of potential in the small towns. You are competing. I think did we look? You looked up his competition. Was it just the national brands? I missed it.
Yeah, it was just
Like Waste
just
Management,
budget dumpsters,
Budget's a broker.
dynamite. Yeah, I never heard of dynamite dumpsters. I'm not sure if they're a broker. They might be local.
You guys deal at all with phone recording, call recordings?
Do
Oh,
we do call?
Through
Yeah, we do calls.
we recall, yeah. So it's just a function. So the software that we use, we're official partners with ICANNs now, so we're always going to recommend that using the ICANN software. But for some of the CRM stuff, some of the stuff that ICANNs hasn't caught up with yet, we use Go High Level for. So part of like we have it set up for our own business is when we call somebody, we have recordings of the phone call, and that's just so that you can have it for gameplay. How did I do in that phone call? Why did I say that? What should I have said here? So absolutely 100% record phone calls.
And it just covers your ass too, because you get those customers that go, "Oh, you said that it included 3 tons." I'm like, I don't know about that. I never have ever included 3 tons in my dumpsters in my life. So, and I'm sure
yeah,
Josh, you've dealt with it before.
just this week, actually on Friday, we had an issue with a broker actually who was telling us they didn't order a dumpster, and we went back and literally the lady was emailing us in a group email with like 3 other people within her company. And when I listened back to the recordings, it was actually her, the one that called and booked the damn dumpster. I'm like, lady, it was you. You were the one. Here's the recording. And then she did not respond back, and then her team members were the ones who were replying back after that. So unbelievable. Yeah, I definitely see why a phone recordings. We use Wix because Wix did our website or their hosting domain, and I got my phone number from Wix when I originally first started the website. But I had no idea Go High Level actually recorded phone calls because I've got a Go High Level as well with
Yeah,
still. So interesting. Well, there you go.
you just
There's other
enlist
services
in
too, Vonage and Ring Central and Grasshopper and several other virtual numbers that you can find as well.
Yep.
What is a good way to make sure an SEO person is actually doing good work other than having SEMrush and Ahrefs? What makes you guys, real quick, why SEMrush over Ahrefs or any of the other ones? Do you like, is it just easier to use? Is it just what you guys first started with?
It's
Yeah,
really
just
just
what
what
we
we
first
sunk our
started.
teeth into.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, so in the Navy, we before we were SEO software guys, we used software to basically like kill terrorists, right? And that software, I had a completely different position on the plane, and David was able to use the same software that I was using to do a completely different job. So Ahrefs, SEMrush, those are two of the best. You're not going to go wrong with either one of them. We just chose SEMrush because that's what we had the hours in, and it's capable of so much. We probably use 5% of what that entire software is capable of. Really.
Yeah, I get it. And how, for somebody who's paying for their SEO guy to do it, what would you recommend?
Are they moving the needle? Are you getting more organic bookings? What keywords are they ranking you for? And are they just not passing you just vanity metrics? Like, hey, we're getting this much more search. We're getting this much more traffic, but is it more local traffic? Or are they just getting more, nationwide traffic? Are they just throwing up blogs that are going to drive traffic to your page? Are they, creating service pages in specific cities that you guys service and trying to rank for those keywords in those specific cities? Where it's actually going to move the needle for your business.
And like, okay, who do you go for when you're having a medical issue and you're uncertain? You get a second opinion, right, from another doctor. So
ChatGPT.
That's what I would recommend, because if you're gonna ChatGPT, you certainly if you're asking, you have the worst diseases anytime you type something on chat. But unless you're willing to put the time in, all you can really go off of is if the phone's ringing more. And when you search your company on incognito mode, by the way, you're popping up first. That's just the way to do it visually. But we always recommend getting an audit done from somebody else, because trust me, an SEO guy, a legit SEO guy, would be more than happy. I mean, that's nothing but an opportunity for him, right? So I would just recommend getting a second look at it.
Yeah, and you could hit us up. We'll meet with anybody. You don't need to spend money on us. We'll hop into a meeting and we'll bullshit with you. It's no big deal, man. We could look this shit up. It's easy. Yeah, and we could tell you just off probably within 15 minutes if you're getting your money's worth or not.
Because there's no reason you shouldn't be. Like, we tell people this all the time. Like, if you're when you pay your SEO guy, like say you're giving him $500 or $1,500, what you're giving him, what you're allowing him is or her is a budget to then go out and purchase things for you on the internet, such as backlinks, right? That's what we just did that with Josh. We just bought a backlink from here. I'll throw it out there so you guys can approach them too. His name's Grant Brown, and the website is called Happy Eco News. So I would hit him up. But I have no relationship with him, by the way, other than Josh is shaking his head. I was like, did I say something? But anyways, well, I don't even know what I was saying now.
Sorry, man. Go ahead.
You're going into how you get a budget, and then.
Your budget is, and if you're paying $500, I'm just here to tell you that you're probably not going to get results, because it's manual effort, right? Either they're overseas and they're willing to do it for a very cheap price and spend 90% of the money on quality backlinks, or they're just pocketing most of it and buying a shit ton of bad backlinks. And that's how you end up on porn sites and Reddit forums and all sorts of stuff that doesn't help you. They did purchase the backlink like they said they would. It just wasn't a great one.
Yeah, and I like your analogy with the $500 to $1,500 on food. If you want to explain that one, I really like that one the best, and I think that would help people understand.
Oh yeah, so sometimes I mess this analogy up, and sometimes I say it perfect. So imagine you give a guy $100, and you have a family of 3, and you say, I want you to go out and I want you to buy a month's worth of the healthiest food you can, and I want to make that $100 stretch the entire month. What store is he going to go to get a month's worth of food for you and your family? What store are they going to go to? They're probably going to go to like the dollar store, or, I don't know, some other cheap stores. They're going to buy you a bunch of candy and ramen noodles, and you'll have food for a month, and it'll get you by for the month. But in the long run, that's only going to affect you negatively, right? So, but when you give somebody $1,000 or $1,500, and they actually are an ethical guy that's going to put the money towards the right spot, where are they going to go? Where are they going to go to? What store are they going to go to? They're going to go to Whole Foods. They're going to go to, I don't know any other big names. I just know Whole Foods from when we were in the Navy, but healthy stores, that's stores that I don't go to. You know what I mean? That's where they're going to go. And they're going to buy you, a month's worth of food. And now you're going to actually have something nutritious, and that's going to continue to benefit you long after you eat it. So that's the kind of the analogy. I probably messed it up, but.
No, it definitely makes sense. Trader Joe's is another one.
Trader Joe's.
Yeah, they're very expensive. So any last words you guys want to mention before we pop off? It's been about an hour now. And don't forget to like and subscribe and smash the notification bell.
Yeah, no worries. And the thing about a podcast too is like, I don't have anyone to like talk to directly and figure out your exact problem. And where David and I really thrive is in meetings. So we just wanted to throw out, we didn't want to do like a website giveaway or something. Like, I think the most valuable thing that we can offer you guys is our time. So we just encourage you to book a meeting, and you're not obligated to buy anything. This isn't something I'm going to try to sell you on. Just in the meeting, you can ask us to solve any problem that you're having online, and we're going to tell you exactly how we would solve it for you. And then you can either pursue that on your own, or we can record the meeting and you can give it to a web developer of your choosing. I do not care. So just book a meeting with us, and whatever problem that you're having, we're going to share our information with you. No problem. We'll give you a complete list of all the software we use. I'll teach you exactly how I write blogs. I do all the writing for Magnate. Dave will show you exactly how he does competitor analysis. We should probably have a webinar at some point, but for now, I think the best thing that we can offer is probably a one-on-one consult.
Guys, so and at the end of the day, right? I mean, it's either time or money, because anybody can do SEO, anybody can, and I don't mean it in a demeaning way at all. Anybody can do their own SEO, but you just got to put a shitload of time in it and really kind of stay on top of the trends, because Google's always changing and coming up with updates and all that stuff. You know, if like you said earlier, if you're just starting out, you've got all the time in the world. Get in there, get with these guys, get an audit, help them help you out, and then you could do a lot of it yourself or all of it. Because Google even gives free classes on doing it. Get a Google class. But if you don't have the time, then it's either time or money, right? So then I got to spend the money and actually have somebody do it for me. Otherwise, your website's not going to continue to grow. Like, it's literally an investment. Like, if you put, shitty fuel in your car, or you put, the high quality high octane fuel, is your car gonna drive that much better, that much faster? Hell yeah, it's going to. It's going to cost you a little bit more, but at the end of the day, you're going to win that race, versus, being in a slow lane. So that was a terrible analogy, but that's the only thing I could think of in the top of my head. So, anyways,
you're trying to figure it out, and that's what we tell everybody. Like, you're not going to look cool figuring it out. You're going to look stupid, and it's going to be very confusing. But I'm telling you, if you put the time in, if you put 10 hours, 20 hours into learning about SEO, you're going to know 95% of what we already know. The final 5%, that comes in the next, couple thousand hours. But to get started and to speak the vocabulary and pursue somebody and ask them to do something specific for you, rather than just hire an SEO company and just let them do whatever. Like, I think it's important that you learn it yourself, or just the basics at least. And David and I, we're going to be starting our own. We have a YouTube channel, Magnate Pro SEO. There's no videos up there right now, but part of moving forward, there's only 4 ways to get your name out there, right? So that's warm outreach, cold outreach, paid ads, and content. And David and I, we do a shit ton of cold outreach. We do a shit ton of warm outreach. We don't really mess around with ads yet, and we need to do content. And I would recommend those 4 things to you guys too. You do those 4 things well, and your business is going to take over.
100%. Cool. Well, I appreciate you guys being here. Look forward to seeing you guys in November. Actual dates to be released, but just stay tuned for November 7th and 8th, and location to be determined. But it's going to be more than likely around Keystone. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys again in person, and love to have you guys on the channel. So, and just so everybody knows, I'm holding you guys to your word. Like, you guys are taking my website and we're taking it to the moon, hopefully. So they are managing my website now as well. And so we'll do another update and we'll see how that improves. But they're doing a badass job as it is. They've taken my other website and they've gone up, and the Lone Star Dumpster Showcase website, y'all managed that, did that, and it looks incredible. And these other websites, I know you did Tony's Dumpsters. There's so many other dumpster companies that you guys are popping out. Tony's Dumpsters. Who else did you guys do? Huh?
We did Tony's Dumpsters, so that's Antonio Herrera. We did JTR, which is Jim Rocket. He's in Illinois. We did, and these are all just straight ICANNs guys, right, David, that I'm naming off? So Antonio, yeah. I have a list.
Daryl's
Gentry's.
Gentry, so no, Gentry was actually from the Lone Star, but I think we're going to talk to him about software. But no, we're pumping them out especially since we've partnered with ICANNs. I mean, they're going out like almost every day. So If you guys want to hop in, as always, our door's open. You know where to find us, www.magnateproseo.com, or our Facebook, Instagram. We're easy to find. So just hit us up, schedule a meeting. That's always the first step, and we'll hook you up. And we also offer a guarantee that if it doesn't work, you don't pay. So risk-free.
Cool. Somebody just actually texted me today asking me how much you guys charge for like your SEO Pro package. I was like, bro, I don't know. Call them. Like, I have no idea. But good dude, and he's gonna get his. I think. Yeah, you said no. So Gentry. Yeah. Anyways, long story. But I sold several trailers in the last couple of days. Gentry's one of them, and I think. Yeah, I don't want to put it out there because I don't know if they want it. But one of the other names you mentioned too. So we'll put it out there when we're done with the trailer. But anyways, guys, again. Thank y'all so much. Y'all are badass. I appreciate you guys being on the channel. Can't wait to see you guys in November. We can recreate this photo right there. And David, maybe you're clean shaven, bro. You're too clean shaven now.
I've always have been, even before the military. I like a clean face.
I don't blame you. All right, guys. No itching. Anyways, make sure you like, subscribe, smash the notification bell. Appreciate you guys being here.
All right.
See y'all later.
Perfect. Thank you.